Hello again, dear students. In our previous lecture, we talked about nominals and verbals. And today we are going to take the rest of them, which are adjectivals and adverbials. Let's start with adjectivals. Like nominals and verbals, adjectivals occupy certain sentence positions. These are there are six such positions. They are discussed one by one as follows. The first one, between the determiner and the noun. So the adjectivals rests between the determiner and the noun. The first and most common position is that between the determiner and the noun. Determiners are words like a, the, this, that, these, those, his, her, our, the, and Ahmed's. Here are some examples. That joyful freshman. Joyful here is an adjective by form and it is adjectival by position. That joyful freshman. And this noun phrase, joyful, is an adjectival by form. As I said, it consists of noun, joy, plus the adjective forming derivational suffix ful. Joyful, which occurs between the determiner that and the noun freshman, is an adjectival by position. This position may also be occupied by three other form classes: nouns, verbs, and inflected words. For example, that college freshman. Here, college is a noun by form, but it is an adjectival by position. That college freshman. And that laughing freshman. Laughing is a verb by form and adjectival by position. Her inmost feelings. This is here an inflected word. Inmost is an inflected word. B. The second adjectival position is the third slot in Part1. Part1 consists of N, B, and AJ adjective. These girls are young. Young here is an adjective by form and an adjectival by position. The third adjectival position is the third slot in Part4. Part4 consists of N, LV, and AJ. N, linking verb, and an adjective. The ship remained new. New is an adjective by form and adjectival by position. The fourth adjectival position is that after the noun. This position accepts adjectives, adverbs, verbs, and the participle forms. Inflected words also and word groups. Here are a few examples. For example, the player, old and weary, could not finish the match. Old and weary here are adjectives by form, but they are adjectivals by position. Two or more adjectives. The fourth adjectival position is that after the noun. And they are coming after the noun. Player. Here the blondes especially wore red. The blondes especially wore red. Here it is an adverbial. An adverb. The blondes, it's a noun, and especially is an adverb comes after the noun. And this is an adjectival position. So the verb especially rests in adjectival position. The third one, that girl jogging is my sister. That girl jogging is my sister. Jogging here is regarded as a verb and it comes after the noun, the girl. Here it again, this slot is an adjectival slot, or it's an adjectival position. The floor below is rented. Below here is regarded as an inflected word and it occupies the adjectival position. Here is we have a note. When an adjective is in the post-noun position, post-noun here, post-noun positions like those words. In a post-noun position, it usually occurs with another adjectival. It can also occur with a modifier, as in, let's see those examples. The player, old and weary, could not finish the match. Here we have two adjectivals and they occupy the post-noun position. Here is the post-noun position. The carpenter, rather angry, threw down his saw, or threw down his saw. Here is also we have an adjectival and it is a modifier and also occupies the adjectival position. Note 2 also that in this post-nominal position we can use word group adjectivals of different structures as in the following examples. Here it is said that in this post-nominal position we can use word group adjectivals of different structures as in the following examples. It's time to go. Here to go is an infinitive and but the place of it it's post-nominal position. The position of it it's post-nominal. The second one, Andy watched his dog which was running after a ball. Which was running after a ball is regarded as a relative clause. We can use it or we can omit some of it, like the second sentence, the next sentence. Andy watched his dog running after a ball. Here it is called reduced relative clause because we omit which and was. The next one, he was a man who was disturbed by many fantasies. So here is a relative clause. The words in red are regarded as relative clause, and also we can reduce this relative clause by he was a man disturbed by many fantasies, so we omit who and was. The next, Mountain Washington is the place where we spent a strenuous week. Also relative clause with were. The next, the chapter of the book presented the problem. Prepositional phrase. Here, of the book is regarded as prepositional phrase. The last one, this is a medicine. This is a medicine good for gastritis. Modified adjective. Modified adjective. Good for gastritis. Here is a modified adjective. We have taken A, B, C, D, and let's move to the E. The fifth position, or a fifth position for adjectival, occurs in written English. This is the slot at the beginning of a sentence before the subject. Angry and upset, the applicant slammed the door. So here the position of adjectives before the subject. Here angry and upset, they are adjectives and their position before the adjective, before the subject, which is the applicant. The sixth one, something adjectival, word composed of any, every, no, or some, plus body, one, place, or thing, can be followed by an adjectival. For example, nothing good was on the table. Nothing good was on the table. Here good is followed by nothing or something adjectival. Now we have finished the third one, which is adjectivals, and let's move to the last one, adverbials. English has three adverbial classes. of time, place, and manner. Adverbials of time are divided into three subclasses. Here we have subclasses. Adverbials of definite time, which answer the question when. These include yesterday, last week, at 3 o'clock, tomorrow, early, late, soon, then, and now. Adverbials of frequency, which answer the question how often. These include always, never, seldom, rarely, frequently, often, sometimes, and generally. The last one, adverbials of duration, which answer the question how long. These include hours for hours, a week, the whole night, until dawn, and since yesterday. Adverbial positions. There are 5 common adverbial positions in English. Following is a discussion of them. The adverbial positions are varied. So now we are going to take some of them. Before the pattern, with or without juncture. Juncture, it means a particular point of time. Sorry. Here we have 2 examples. Really, you should know better. Really is an adverbial position. Or, sorry. The second one, now it's time to go. Now also it is an adverb. And it takes an adverbial position. B, after the subject and before the auxiliary of verb. She often would forget her keys. The position here after the subject and before the auxiliary or verb, and it comes before the auxiliary. Would is an auxiliary and it comes before the auxiliary. Often. He actually expects to marry her before the verb. It comes after the subject and before the verb, which is expects. C, after the auxiliary or the first auxiliary. He would seldom make the effort after the auxiliary. Here we have an auxiliary and we have a verb, and the adverbial comes after the auxiliary. The second one, he could easily have made another touchdown after the first auxiliary. Here we have 2 auxiliaries and it comes after the first auxiliaries. He could, it is the first auxiliary and it comes the adverbial, then the second auxiliary. After the verb in pattern 6 and after be in pattern 1, 2, and 3. He drove carelessly. Pattern 6, carelessly, the position of carelessly after the verb. This is in pattern 6. And after be in pattern 1, 2, and 3. Here rarely also. She's rarely late and he's outside. Pattern 2. And her brother is always a gentleman. Her brother is always a gentleman. This is pattern 3 and it comes after the be. After the complement of the verb. After the complement of the verb. Hoskins will be goalkeeper tomorrow. So tomorrow comes after the complement of the verb, and it is after what? After the subjective complement. Goalkeeper, it is regarded as subjective complement. The second one, Hoskins will play football tomorrow. After direct object. Here football is regarded as direct object and the adverbial comes after it. The team may choose Hoskins captain tomorrow. After OC, objective complement. Here is captain an objective complement because Hoskins is an objective and captain objective complement, and it comes tomorrow, it comes after the objective complement. Here we have a note. In any of these 5 positions we can label a word as adverbials unless we have an instance for positional overlap. For more information, see page 235 to 36. Note 2 also that there are many uninflected words that are often used in adverbial positions. We have also uninflected words that can be used in adverbial positions. These uninflected words include inflected words used as adverbials and prepositions like above, about, after, around, before, behind, below, down, in, inside, on, out, outside, since, under, and up. They are an inflected word and they can be used as adverbial. They can be used in adverbial positions. The second, word series with optional s like afterward, backward, downward, forward, inward, outward, and upward. Number 3, here series. Here, herein, hereby, heretofore, and hereafter. The words like there, therein, thereby, therefore, and thereafter. Number 5, were words like anywhere, everywhere, somewhere, and nowhere. Number 6, way words, crossways, sideways, and anyways. Number 7, time or times words like meantime, sometime, sometimes, and anytime. The last one, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous, it means the diverse or the various or the varied. Those words consist of today, tonight, tomorrow, yesterday, now, then, seldom, still, yet, already, meanwhile, also, to, never, forth, thus, sidelong, headlong, maybe, perhaps, instead, indeed, henceforth, piecemeal, and nevertheless, downstairs, indoors, outdoors, offhand, overseas, unawares, and besides, forthmore, and always. Word groups as adverbial. Sometimes we have word group regarded as adverbial. In addition to single words, word groups can occupy adverbial positions and hence are classified as adverbials. Following are illustrative sentences of word groups in the 5 adverbial positions discussed above. Before the pattern, with or without juncture, just as we have studied before. But they are word group, not just one word. With a sharp X, you can cut the tree. With a sharp X is what here is an adverbial. This word groups occupy adverbial position. The second one also, by using a little green here, this word groups occupy the adverbial position. By using a little green here, you can balance your colors. The second, after the subject and before the auxiliary or verb. Angelina in her own way was a darling. Here, Angelina in her own way is a word group and occupied adverbial position. After the auxiliary or our first auxiliary, you may in this way be of great help. Here, after the auxiliary, which is may. And after the verb in pattern 6 and after be in pattern 1, 2, or 3. He drove with abandon. Here, after the verb drove in pattern 6, she is at any event happy. At any event comes after the be in pattern 1. And the cat is at the door, and it comes after the be also in pattern 2. He is without doubt an expert. In pattern 3, it comes also after the be. After the complement of the verb. The last one, my sister was a teacher for 30 years. This is after the subjective complement, which is teacher. My sister was a teacher. The teacher subjective complement, and it comes after the subjective complement for 30 years. Tom put his watch where he could find it in the dark. Where he could find it in the dark also, a word group occupied an adverbial position after the do, the direct object, which is watch or his watch. The psychiatric believed the man crazy after questioning him. After questioning him comes after the objective complement. The objective complement, which is crazy. The psychiatrist believed the man crazy after questioning him. That's all for our lecture today. Thanks for watching and listening, and see you soon, inshallah.